In this video, we're going to be adding dimensions to our house here to lock all the walls in place. And to do that, we simply go to Annotate, and we choose the Aligned Dimension. And we're going to start by locking the exterior wall dimensions. And we want to make sure that it is set for faces of core. So we're going to be actually dimensioning from the core of the wall. So I'm going to begin by placing a dimension for the length, and then the front to back dimension. Okay. And then I'm going to do each one of the walls, and notice how I'm picking to enter these dimensions. I'm clicking that little dashed line that pops up there to lock the dimensions, or to place the dimensions. Okay, and that should pretty much do it for placing the dimensions. Now what I want to do is just double check, look at the dimensions, make sure they're exactly what I want. Okay, and I believe they are, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to lock these dimensions in place. Make sure they're all locked. So you click on the dimension and make sure the padlock is locked in place. Closed. Now what that does, that keeps these walls from moving when I start placing dimensions on the inside of the house to adjust the walls. So remember, we just sketched these walls, we didn't actually dimension them. Okay. Now the first dimension that I'm going to place would be for this long interior wall here across the whole house. So I'm going to go back again to Aligned, and I'm still on core face, or faces of core, and I'm going to choose the interior dimension across that room. Okay, and I'm going to cancel. Once I place that dimension, I can then adjust it. Now to adjust a dimension, you choose one of the walls that's attached to the end of the dimensions. And you want to choose the wall that you would like to move. We don't want to move the exterior wall. We want to move this wall. So I click on it. The dimension then turns blue, and I can click on it, and the dimension I want there, according to my sketch, is 12 feet 6 inches. So I come back here and I just type 12 space 6, and that adjusts that wall down to 12 feet 6 inches. Okay. And then I go to my next dimension, which for that I'm going to just choose the width of this bedroom. Okay, and while I'm in here, I'm just going to do the next one also. Take a look at my sketch. Both those bedrooms are 11 feet. So for the first one, I'm going to choose this wall. Click the dimension, change it to 11. And then for the next one, be the width of this room, I want to move this wall, change it to 11. Okay, so next I'm going to set up some dimensions over on this end. So if I look at my sketch, okay, it's 17 feet across this room, and closets, although they're not dimensioned, they're 2 feet deep. So I'm going to go from here to here, place that dimension, and I might as well just do the closets while I'm here. Okay. Now that was called for 17 there, but I think that might be a No problem. I think that 17 is supposed to go all the way to the center of the closet. So instead of changing this to 17, I'm going to change it to 15. So I want this wall to move to 15. Okay, and then the closet, click the center wall, that's 2 feet. Click this wall, and that's 2 feet. So the closet is all set up now. And you would just continue adding dimensions to adjust the sizes of the walls there. And at this point, you may find there are problems with your sketch. For example, this can't be right. This 12 feet gives me a hallway that's about 6 inches wide, so I can go back and I can adjust that. As you're doing this, if you find a dimension that you're sure it's correct, you can lock it just by clicking on it. I'm going to lock this one, and I'm going to lock this one also. I can always go back and unlock the dimensions if I need to. Pretty sure this one's right, so I'm going to lock that. I know closets are 2 feet deep, so I'm going to lock those also. Okay, so I've finished adding all the dimensions that I need here, making sure that each wall has a dimension on it, and I went back and I checked to make sure all the dimensions are locked in place so things don't move around that aren't supposed to move.